Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for making time to have this, to join us on this discussion, this very important discussion. Guys, wase wangu wa kuhustle, you know, if you're thinking about starting a business, if you have started a business, whatever size, if it's a small business, a big business, yani, I think this is such an important discussion for all of us. So allow me to introduce my panel. Actually, I'll give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. Yeah. I'm going to start with who is. They're both so amazing. I'm going to start with Sheba. Sheba and Njagi, welcome to my fan page.
Thank you so much, Wahu. It's so amazing being here.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to our chat today. Hi, everyone.
Awesome.
I can't wait to have deeper conversations with you.
Super. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I am very passionate about learning and doing. In fact, that's one of the key things I'm really passionate about, just learning new things or different things and doing. And so I work at Centonomy, and we'll be talking about it. And Centonomy is that place where a couple of years ago, I got to come and learn how to manage my finances and run a business. So in 2019, I joined an amazing team. And what I do here is I lead the training team and the communications team, just so that we can make sure we are able to help everyone learn about finances, entrepreneurship, and just be in a space of transforming our lives. That's what I do on a day-to-day basis, Wahu.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, thank you, guys. Please roll with us. We're having, I think it is I who is having technology challenges. Yeah, but just let's roll. Just try to sift through the issues and let's have this discussion. So thank you so much, Sheba, for that amazing introduction. Let's go over to Waceke. Waceke Nduati, welcome to this my Facebook fan page. Yeah, please introduce yourself to us. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. First of all, Wahu, thank you so much for having me and Sheba here today. It's amazing. This is like my favorite conversation of all time, fear. And who am I? I think I'm just one of those people that God decided my message must turn into message.
Amen.
And that led me down a path, and I founded Centonomy. But more than anything, I'm a student of life. And I just think every day, every challenge, every success just gives us an opportunity to learn, pick up, go a step further, go a step further. And I know today we're going to take a lot of entrepreneurs a step further, not because we know it all, but because we have been in it and continue to be in it. So I'm really looking forward to the conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Waceke. And guys, just let me tell you why we're having this discussion with Centonomy. So last year, let's start with the year before. My husband took this course. So Centonomy is about Centonomy Entrepreneur. There are different things on Centonomy. I believe you have a package for students. Yeah. You have something for people in business. So we took, my husband is the one who started by taking the course, because of course we're business people. And you know how you get to a place and you're like, kuna kakitu venye vitu they're not going 100% the way I want them to, and I know I can do better. I just don't know how to move out of where I am. So we took the Centonomy. He took the Centonomy class. He was so faithful to those classes. He enjoyed. He used to come and brief me after every session. He briefs me. So I'm like, So after he finished, I said, where am I taking secondhand information? See, even me, I can do the class myself. And when I entered, let me tell you, it changed so many things about how I do my business. And by my business, I mean my music business. I mean my salon business. I'm also in the hair and beauty industry. There are things that really stood out for me, and we're going to get into that. So that's why I said, I can't keep this information to myself. I really want these wonderful women to come and let's at least, we can't finish everything, but we can talk about this huge topic, called fear. Absolutely. Because fear can cripple. And I think the way I'd look at fear two ways. There's a fear of failure. For me, it's also the fear of success. If that makes any sense, you know. But I want to ask you, Sheba, what does fear mean for you? When you think of fear, what does that mean? What is fear?
Wow. When I think about fear, immediately what comes to mind, Wahu, is all the times I have attempted in the past to start something new, to start a new business. And I won't lie, I have always desired to start businesses. I used to be someone who was very interested in biashara. So I have had so many ideas. And when I hear about the word fear, the first thing that comes to mind is the number of times I have failed to actually launch the various ideas I've had because of sometimes the fear of the unknown, because of, as you've said, the fear of failure. And for me, to be honest, what fear really is two ways. It's that thing that has in the past stopped me from doing what I'm supposed to be doing because I don't know what people are going to think. I don't know whether I'm really going to make money. I don't know whether things are going to work the way they do. And then for the times I actually faced my fear, you know, the times I actually faced my fear and went ahead and started my business, then I learned as well that fear for me was an opportunity. It gave me an opportunity to face it and start winning. So for me, I say, you know, it's that double-edged sword that number one, it prevented, but also number two, it also presented an opportunity for me to, you know, come and show it. No, you're not the boss of me. So that's what fear means to me now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, I love it. A double-edged sword where it can prevent, but also at the same time present. It can prevent or present as an opportunity. I think I've never looked at it that way. That's an opportunity to face and tell people that you're not the boss of me. Fear, you are not the boss of me. And Sheke, maybe I can come to you. What does fear mean for you? What is fear?
Let me just start. When I started this entrepreneurship journey, which first of all is, yes, it is a scary journey by itself because you're moving out of a comfort zone. Yeah. And I think for me, first of all, so I have gone through a journey with fear. So let me just talk about the journey. The first stage of fear was telling me, Waceke, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Because the myth that we have in our heads as entrepreneurs is entrepreneurs should be fearless, focused, determined, committed, get out of bed and jump in the morning every day. So, but when we go and face the realities of running a business, we are wondering, why can't I get out of bed? Why can't I pull it together? Why does it seem to be only me who doesn't know? Because all we are reading about in the media, Wahu, we don't have people talking about the things we're talking about. All we're reading about in the media is all these guys who seem to have made it, and the shiny, bright car. So in the beginning, Wahu, I was, what is wrong with me? And then that was, then my first business failed. So I was like, oh my goodness, I am useless. It has just proved that I don't know what we're doing. But then you enter this part because when you're convicted about going somewhere, you question. And that's the thing. Even though you have fear, all of you here today have a conviction about something. There's a reason you logged onto this platform. So you start understanding, why am I actually afraid? And let's talk about the fear of failure. We were taught that failure is bad.
I know.
We were taught failure is bad. So you start to understand in any journey in life, you have to question who said failure is bad. Yeah. Then when you go a bit deeper, you start understanding, actually, I failed in my first business. Had I not failed in that business, Centonomy would not exist today. I failed in that first business, but as I started talking to people and having conversations. So we always focus on the fact that we failed, but we never focus on what did you take out of it? Because I believe God never gives you an experience for no reason. There's something you're supposed to take out of it. But as long as you start saying, I am a failure, and let us start separating. The business failed. You are not a failure. Let's separate yourself from issue that happened. And that's a problem with fear. We start merging our identity with fear. No, it's a circumstance that happened. And a lot of which you had no control about. Like last year, what has happened to many business, you had no control about it. Yeah. So when I started separating fear from myself, I started realizing there's fear, and fear is always going to be there. Yeah. And I think the myth is the day I don't feel fear, that's when I will do something. But ladies and gentlemen, as long as you are doing something outside your comfort zone, fear is going to be there. So it's not about getting over fear, because the feeling, the emotion of fear will be there. It's about mastering fear. Can you move on with fear? So it's about like developing a new muscle that is like, oh, fear, you're here. Oh, welcome. Do you want a cup of tea? Let's move on. Yeah. So like in the Centonomy Entrepreneur, we teach fear like a thief. This thief is in your house. Yeah. Or this thief is in your car. But as long as you keep driving that car in the forward direction, the thief will get tired and move to the back seat and move along. But the minute you're taking a new route, fear will be there. So what I've learned with fear, as long as you don't run away from it, you start developing a new muscle to overcome fear. But it is okay to be afraid.
Oh my God, Sheke, I feel like jumping up and down. I feel like you're talking to me. I would not even lie, because you're right. I don't know who told us that failure is bad.
Yeah.
And when you were saying that, I was like, where did we get that? Is it when we were all being forced to be number one in school?
Yes,
or
it's
a competition and oh my God,
yes.
if I don't perform well in school, then I'm a failure and whatever.
Yeah.
I think there's all that social pressure to do well, and so the opposite of that is failing, and we don't want to be. And I'm like, oh my, and you know what, Sheke, there's some blue chip companies that I know that have even give awards to the biggest failure, in the sense that, did you try something innovative?
Yes.
The fact that you tried, we are going to, even if it did not succeed, we are going to recognize that and we award you for it. And I'm like, it releases people from that, because it can cripple you.
I love what you said, Wahu, because as entrepreneurs, we have to accept, you have to embrace a spirit of experimentation, because you don't know. And I think one of the things that hold people back is like, so-and-so started a clothes shop, even me, because they don't want to go and venture something new. So we are all out trying to copy. And we do this a lot. Someone started this, oh, they're selling mangoes, even me. They started a car garage, even me. Why? We don't want to experiment, because of fear. So I love what you've said. We've got to embrace experimentation. Yeah,
absolutely. And you know, when you're talking, I'm remembering the first time I ever failed at something that was so different. So I was a young girl, thinking I have a gift in music, and I want to do something amazing. And I poured my heart. I think I love to share this story. I think it's also therapy for me. The more I share, the more I get over it, because I poured my heart into that song. Check it. I poured my heart. I was like, you know, it was a folk song that I was trying to make modern, and it had Kikuyu, it had many mixes. Yani nilikuwa nimeleta ujanja wangu wote kwa this song. Hey, Kenya is not ready. Fire. I've gone, we've recorded. Then I took it to, I remember the time it was Capital FM. I took it to Capital because I knew I had a connect. Nicheze ngoma. See, I have all the confidence in this song. I went, I played, and he's my friend. So he's like, yeah, sure, I got you.
Yeah.
Played the song. Let me tell you, he tried to play the song. He tried to push it on people. He tried. He figured a place. He called me, told me, you guys, my boss has told me I can't continue playing this song. His boss called him out and said, ngoma mbona unaendelea kuicheza na si noma? Imagine. I was heartbroken. I'm like, Yani, my song is not nice. Yani, my song, Yani, maybe I'm not meant to sing. By the way, I started drawing very big conclusions. I remember I was in my campus room. I'm like, amaniache twist, amanifanye tu venye watu. Because at that time, no one was singing.
Yeah.
We didn't have any real, well, people were singing, let me not say that, but we didn't have, like if I was telling my dad who I aspired to be like, who was that? We didn't really have that. So I was really going into the unknown. And like you've said, when you're going into the unknown, fear is right there next to you. And when you fail, it says, hey.
Yeah, I told you so.
We told you not to try new things, But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from there, but what happened for me is I took feedback. After some time, of course, nikanuna kidogo, nikasalk. I went through that whole moment of and then I started asking people, why do you think this song did not work? I asked people that I knew, why do you think this? And I was starting to get my feedback on that, and that really informed the decisions I did know. I shikanished later because we did the class. It's called design thinking.
Yes.
It's called design thinking.
Nowadays I said Sheba.
Sheba, was that you who told it? Was you? Of course it was you. Design thinking. Don't make a song for yourself. Consume. Make it for people. So nowadays I use that term with so much confidence. That is called design thinking. Yeah, right there, what you're doing. So I asked people for their feedback, and that really informed a lot of the decisions that I make, and even how I branded myself as a musician. But I wanted to ask as well for maybe you, Sheke. You talked about the time that you failed. There's a time that your first business failed. What was that like for you? What did that make you feel like? And how many other business? Please console us and tell us you're not the only one that failed.
First of all, you feel you feel that you're not good enough. And first of all, I think so many of us have this underlying belief or fear that we are inherently not good enough. So when you fail, you're like, why am I even trying? So you feel like you're not good enough. Then you feel ashamed. Yeah, there's shame in it. Yeah, because also, what is the myth about entrepreneurs? That you should be successful, you should be all out, you should be showing. Because I think entrepreneurs, we are carrying so much of these social expectations. When you tell somebody I've gone into business, the expectation is so high. Yeah, so now you go back into your social circles and you feel I have what other people think. And what I found out is when I sat, and we do this in the Centonomy Entrepreneur class, and ask, why is this making me feel bad? Why do I not feel good enough? Why am I scared of failure? Why am I scared that? A lot of what people are fearful about is going to end up at what other people think. If the whole world disappeared and there were only robots, most of our fears would not be there. Yeah, it's about what other people think. So when I realized actually what I'm scared about is what other people think, I said, you know what? Let's get practical with the fear. So I'm not telling anybody you're going to take a pill and the fear is going to go away. But I started saying I have to become practical with this fear. Why do I feel I'm not good enough? Do I need to learn something new? And the first course Wahu I took was actually a life coaching class to discover myself, to discover who I am, to discover my passion. Because what I actually realized, I did my first business because that is what I was trained in. Yeah. But when I started Centonomy, nobody trained me to actually talk to people about money. But that's what I was passionate about. So I did a class that taught me that. So even when you're feeling fear, ask yourself, what is it and how do you become practical? Is it something you need to learn? Secondly, I realized I do need to change conversations. I could no longer be in the conversation, or let's meet and talk about how bad the world is, how bad the economy is, how bad leaders are, how bad that. And I realized, oh my goodness, I cannot be in the victim. And in Centonomy, we have a phrase for it. We call it the poverty support group. So I realized I cannot be part of the poverty support group, yeah, because everything that is being talked about the poverty support group, how is it going to help me grow my business? Nothing. So you learn to be very practical with fear. And let me tell you, everybody guard your mind. What you read, the conversations you have, who you let in. And I said, let me go and start conversations. Everything that's we teach in Centonomy has been a result of conversations of people who are human. They were fearful and they made it. And the more I talked to people in business, the more I talked to people who had created true wealth, I realized they did it afraid. Yeah.
They did it in spite of their fear.
They did it in spite of the fear. So I'm just saying, get really practical with your fear. Don't just think it's going to go away. What do you have to do? Is it telling you learn something? Is it telling you change your social circles? What is your fear actually telling you? Is it actually telling you, for a lot of people, maybe that's not the right business? You know how to do it, but when you search yourself, you're not truly passionate about that business. Yeah. So what is fear telling you is what I'd tell people.
Yeah. Awesome, Sheke. They did it in spite. And I remember talking to some people I really look up to who have really made it in, and I love to listen to their stories, especially their failure stories, because it makes me feel normal. Like it makes their fear stories and their failure, because I'm like, this guy he did not just wake up and be, you know, all that. And of course the normal story that's out there is, oh, you've worked hard. We all know you have to work hard, but where did you fail? What were you afraid of? What were your challenges? Those are the real nuggets, and I feel like those discussions need to be had more, so that people can just demystify fear. You know, I love it. Do it in spite of the fear.
And let me tell you,
in spite of it.
I have this situation where I also had to challenge myself and say, am I insecure about my product or service in any way? Have I given the best to this product and service? So I spent a lot of time doing the content, because sometimes we're afraid because we know we've done a mediocre job. Let's face it, we were just out to sell a product or service just to make money, but we were not really giving value, So when I did that, and I remember something a story that really changed my relationship with fear. I always say this story. I went to a client and I was pitching for a training job, and they're like, why should we hire you? You know, there are 10 other companies pitching and you're just new in the market. Why should we give you the job? Wahu, I said, I am the best. And this is what I learned. Talk back to your fear. Talk back to your fear. Of course, I was afraid and I thought this guy will think I am stupid. But once I said I am the best, first of all, it was very awkward. I went away, but 2 hours later, I was given the training job. Once I said I am the best, I realized to deal with this fear, I am going to be the best. So any business you're starting, be committed to be the best. And you being the best does not take away anybody else's right to be the best. But you be the best in how you're doing what it is that you do. But once I said those words, Wahu, they stuck in my head, and I said, hiya, I've actually told someone I am the best. I better be the best. So you work hard and I
better step up.
I better step up, And then the more you do it, you realize actually my fear was just another voice that was actually telling me things that are actually not real. I can be the best.
Wow, I love it. But let me ask you, Sheke, I'll ask you 2 questions. How long has Centonomy been around? And have you done anything to improve it as you went along? Are there lessons that you've learned as you went along? Have you refined the product? And what informed that?
Oh, I love that question because, and I know Sheba, when she's teaching design thinking in Centonomy Entrepreneur, is always talking about this. You're never at 100%. And the minute you start believing you're at 100%, that's when you go backwards. But you have customers. And one of the things we are so scared about, and I think Sheba, must speak to this after this, is we're so scared of asking our customer, what could I have done better? It is called feedback. It is the most valuable source of information in business, not some funky research report. So even if you're out there and you're scared of starting, just start with one. Sometimes we get analysis paralysis because we're trying to figure out, how do I get 1,000? Start with one. Sell one thing and then ask your customer, give me feedback. It is very scary, because we think when someone says you can improve on this, or I didn't like this, it is a personal attack. It is not a personal attack on you. We're not saying you are a bad person. We're just saying the product can be improved. So that has been the biggest thing we've done in Centonomy. So when we started Centonomy, personal finance and money, you get feedback and you continuously keep improving the product and the service, especially because Centonomy programs are really based on human experiences. We did not develop our content from a textbook. It was people's stories and we drew out the principles from those stories. So you improve that. But as you get feedback, it gives you ideas from Centonomy that people used to say, I wish I knew this when I was younger and younger. Then we got the idea, campus edition, teens bootcamp. Then we are like, people are like, we want to create wealth, but money is not just about personal money. There's also business. So we are like, and here we are today because of Centonomy Entrepreneur. So for us, the involvement has been feedback. And as an entrepreneur in that journey, it's about, you know what, I keep saying, it's dealing with your ego constantly. And the biggest issue we feel as entrepreneurs is that we have to know everything and we have to get everything right. So I wanted to do everything alone in the get-go and I found not possible. Yeah. So it is crucifying the ego and asking people, help me, whether it's in partnerships, whether it's in going and asking your mother for a loan, whether it's in asking people, please join me. I know I cannot pay you what you deserve, please join me. So it is sacrificing that pride that is telling you don't ask for help. Or I cannot be seen in a class learning. And me, I went through, to get to this stage, I went through courses, to teach me, because just understanding, encouraging. I did not know anything. So I stand here as an entrepreneur who does not know anything. Yes, I did not know anything. And that was the best attitude to have. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. I love it, because you're right. There's usually that pressure, like mini yule mse. Ini busy yangu. Najua. And then there's also a sensitivity when it comes to feedback. I know as musicians, as artists, and I normally tell upcoming artists, please don't think people hate your product if they tell you it's negative feedback. Feedback helps you grow. But Sheba, I really genuinely want you to speak into this specific topic of feedback and design thinking. Just, I know you can't do the whole course, but at least just give people a little bit of what, because I won't lie to you. Me, when I started Afro Siri, I was making a salon for myself. I think I even said it in the class. I was like, I was designing a salon for me. What do I like? What do I want? And kumbe, I'm not my client. Other people are my client. But Sheba, maybe you can talk about what is that whole process of feedback? What is design thinking? Gusishia tu watu kidogo.
Yeah, nitaguzisha. You know, I have been listening to you ladies and I've had serious flashbacks. So let me start from a point, as we get to now the aspect of design thinking, let me start from a point of I am a proud entrepreneur. And let me also say that I am proud that I also failed. I don't think I've ever told Waceke this story, but the truth is, I have 3 businesses that I know that didn't work in my life, that didn't work. And for a long time, I used to struggle with, now, you know, Kwani, I'm such a failure, I'm not this good enough, why am I starting things and then they're not working the way they're supposed to? But then what the understanding failure helped me to understand is, failure, when your business fails, does not mean you're a failure. So for example, my first business, let me just say that was a business idea. You know, the business ideas that never take off.
Yeah.
And at that point, I felt like I was really passionate about it. But there's one thing we usually say, that not every idea is a good business. Yeah. And unfortunately, I didn't know that.
That's true.
For me, I was just thinking, it's a great idea. It's going to help so many people. In fact, it was going to be a pig farmers cooperative. Yani, I was so psyched for it. But then only later for me to realize, it's a good idea. But by the time I was now getting into the, thick of things, doing the work, I'm realizing I don't even feel like doing this work anymore. It's not even my mission. Business number 1, okay? Business number 2, you know how I am someone who really likes nice things. I like nice towels, I like nice flasks, nice mugs, and so does my mom. So we sit down and we think, you know what? Can we start importing? Even before we import, yeah, can we start importing flasks, cups, and towels? Because we like this. There I am working so hard. Nikoko, where is this place called? Kamokonji. Shopping for the best mugs and plates and everything. And for a while, we were getting proper sales. But then again, one day I realized, now coming to design thinking, our main clients who are my mother's friends and my mother's colleagues. Okay? I wasn't marketing my business. So when now there's so much, for example, there's so many thermoses you would buy. There are so many cups you'd buy for your house. And by then, I had not really cracked to start thinking about marketing, sales, promotions, things like this. So when sales were not doing well, I'm just like, I'm not made for this. This is not my thing. So business number 2, gone. Now, business number 3, and I feel that, and that's where the aspect of design thinking for me comes in. So for everyone who's watching, what we are really talking about is, let's start providing products and services that actually speak to our clients, that actually solve a problem. Just because I like nice towels or nice bed sheets doesn't mean that all my clients want exactly the same thing I want. You know what? If I could have just, during those days, spent some time to have conversations with potential clients, to have conversations with the ones that had already bought these things and find out, what did you like? What do you usually like? Probably, I could have even found that we didn't need to buy premium things from Dubai, that maybe what people just wanted were simple, basic, nice towels that would work. So one of the challenges that we have learned now, and I usually teach in our design thinking class that Wahu is talking about, for example, for Wahu, speak to your audience, to your fans. Tell them, you know what do you think about this new track? This new track, I've just released it today or just a few weeks ago. What do you actually really think about it? What do you like? What don't you like? What kind of messages? Because we have been forcing people to buy things that are not solving their problems. So what we teach at Centonomy is design thinking, or conducting, having conversations with your client should be one of the main activities you do as an entrepreneur. Not collecting checks, not chasing money. It's actually to go and find out, so why didn't you buy this product or this service the last time I talked to you? Was there a problem with it? Is there a way you would want it? And that would really start changing your business. Now, there's another thing. I told you there were 3 businesses. There's one more business that didn't work out for me. And I realized for a long time I was working on it. It was doing just fine for a bit. But then I also realized that we were not aligned. You see? You as an entrepreneur, you have to be aligned to the solution that you're offering your clients, okay? It's like Jesus telling us, no, don't drink wine, and him is there drinking wine. I'm sure he probably enjoys a very nice glass of wine every once in a while. I wasn't, and even if it was a good thing to do, often for quite a number of nights, I would go back and ask myself, oh my God, why am I feeling empty in my heart? And that's why we usually talk about something called Wahu. I don't know if you remember when we were talking about the entrepreneurial vehicle. You remember when we were asking you, what is your fuel? You remember, what's the thing that wakes you up every night? What's the thing that causes you to say, oh my God, even if I don't feel like showing up today, I will show up. Even if I'm so afraid of failure, I will show up. Many entrepreneurs are also running businesses that are not aligned to their fuel. So they continue for a while, but at one point, it just doesn't work. You are 2 different people. And that's why I just decided enough is enough. I don't even know what is ideal for me until a couple of, as Sheke has said, all of us, we have to keep on being in a space of learning. You can't say because I have so much money or because I'm famous or because I'm this bright. The world is a lesson. The world is a learning ground. And so that's why now I do my fourth business now.
Yay!
I'm doing it afraid, you guys. I'm doing afraid. And I know Waceke knows about this. I'm a coach now. I always meet up with my clients and I'm doing coaching. And sometimes I'm just like, what if I don't help this client? But then I'm just like,
what if?
Your 100. You give your 100. So for me, I'm just like, and one of the things I'm even applying right now in my due business is to often have conversations with my clients. What worked? What did not work? What can we try this time? What can we stop? And sometimes what we will hear may not be exciting or may not be what we really want to hear, but that's what the client desires. And that is what is going to help us to start reinventing our products and services, because we can't keep on doing the very same thing.
Yeah. You know, Sheba, as you're talking, I've remembered another business of mine that failed miserably. And I kept going back to try again. This, network marketing. Oh, I tried network marketing thing number 1. Nikaishiwa na hiyo fuel because I realized my fuel was not sustainable. I tried. I think I really worked hard because what was motivating me, of course, is the story. I was like, oh, so-and-so has made money, so-and-so has made money. Even me, I think I can make money. Niko na networks, I think I can do it. I tried, I looked, I said, hii story siwezi. Then someone came again, wachana na hiyo. Kuna hii sasa. Hii ndio mama yao. Hii network marketing ndio husema. I tried again. I tried that I failed. I'm just putting in money. My husband is asking me, oh, utashinda hapa ukifanya hii job. Oh, ujui, this is not your thing. You're not cut out because you need to be a fantastic marketer. You need to be able to talk with people. You need to have a certain kind of drive. You need to have, no. It's like, do you have, my husband used to ask me, do you have those qualities? Do you have those qualities? I'm like, of course. Unanishuku. Unafikiri mimi nani? Of course I can do this. Don't doubt me. In fact, you're a stumbling block. I can do it. So I went into network marketing thing number 3. I give up. This is not my thing. I'm not even really enjoying it. I need to just humble myself and just be okay with failing and say I tried. Yeah. I genuinely tried that thing. There are those ones who I see and they are so good at it and they can sell and but I'm not that person. Me come out talking and say, okay. Yeah. Okay, sawa, thanks. I was not, and also maybe I was not in the frame of mind to keep learning those things, but I gave it up. I know I tried it and it's not my thing. Guys, we are having the most exciting conversation and I can see the comments coming in. If you have just joined us, but we are discussing how do we are really unpacking fear. We are unpacking fear so that we can demystify it, right? So that we can move forward in our businesses, whatever it is that we are engaging or thinking. Because saa zingine unaweza kuwa na analysis paralysis because of fear. And the ladies here have talked fantastically to me even. I'm like, yes, do it in spite of the fear. Sheba, I love what you've said, that you're doing your coaching business. You're doing it afraid. And also what you've said about the feedback, for me, I would say we need to be ready to receive negative feedback as people who want to grow. Receive it and don't catch a feeling, because what I've learned is if you present yourself as someone who will catch a feeling, if you receive negative feedback, no one will tell you the truth. And that's not, ultimately, it's not what it is. I love Sheba, again, what you said, you have to to check yourself. What is fueling you? What gets you out of bed? And those are genuine conversations you have to have with yourself. And what gets you out of bed does not necessarily have to be what gets me out of bed. For somebody else, it's I want to make money, and that's their genuine get out of bed. For me, I would say it's my passion, and that I feel like my girls are watching me and they are benchmarking on me. Like if they see me giving up, when they see me giving up on something, they'll be like, okay, I guess giving up is part of life, but how do I message it that it's okay to fail? If something failing does not mean I'm a bad person. And I love, Sheke, what you said, de-link the failure from you. You are not a failure. That thing you tried fail. My network marketing, all the million times that I did it, it is the one that it is not me who is a failure. So guys, I hope you're learning, and I can see Michael is saying, I'm in class, I'm taking a lot of notes. And just to read a few of the comments, Jane Karaoke, I'm learning a lot on fear. After Centonomy Entrepreneur class, she also did Centonomy. Class, I decided to be speaking to myself as I address fear. I keep telling myself fear is real, but we'll move on doing what I'm doing. I'll just keep going. I saw Felix. Felix is my boy. What's up, Felix? Felix said, product market fit. We should start with what is the problem that we are solving. Don't just start. And I think it was Sheba or Yusheke who said, tuko na hii tabia ya kuanza biz kwa sababu so and so ameanza biz na ina take off, imefly. You have to look and really ask yourself, am I really solving a problem? How many people do we imagine have this problem? Wow, that's market research, right? What is the value of solving this problem? Who else is solving it and how? Yani, do your research. Thanks, Felix, for that powerful insight. Really appreciate it. Professor Amalo, and I say, a great conversation. Is there any connection between the fear factor and your spiritual life? There is this ideology that a section of people do not finish what they begin. You do things half-half. Stick at that. I don't think I quite get it, but maybe Sheke, let me ask you, do you think there's a connection between fear and your spiritual life?
For me, I can just talk from a personal perspective. Definitely for me, faith has been one of the weapons against fear. And let me just make this practical. I think Sheba was talking about the vehicle where we talk about what is your fuel. And I think one of the things as an entrepreneur, you're going to be doing so many things at so many times. You have to figure out for you what fills the cup. And the problem we have entrepreneurs, and maybe I can link it with what we were saying of people starting and they don't finish. I think people burn out, because one of the problems with my first business, Wahu, is I burnt out. I was there every day, not taking a break. Sometimes still, I was in the stockbroking industry, so doing IPOs till midnight. Then clients would call me and ask me, why has my share gone down? And then I would realize I'm giving, but I had no way to receive. So everybody has to sit and figure out for you. The world will tell us, no, be busy all the time. Please, you should be working. And I think there's been another comment that they believe businesses, I have to be there all the time. Something's the first comment,
I was going to speak to that. Yeah.
So maybe I'll combine them. So I think you have to figure out what will fill my cup. So for some people, it could be a book they read. For some people, if I take a walk for 20 minutes in the morning, I realize I'm more energized. I'm a person who gets energized by spending time alone. So as much as my work is a lot about being with other people, when I need to fill my cup, I need to be alone to rest. Sometimes even watching a good movie. And for me, definitely, it is connecting with God. Because I believe this is not just about a business. And I believe we're in the season where we're not just starting businesses for the sake of starting a business. We're starting businesses to fulfill a purpose, a higher purpose. That is what we are after when we say we are solving a problem. So for me, when you're connected with that and you have something that is constantly filling your cup, and this does not require money, just think for yourself, what re-energizes you? It could be playing with your kids, Please make sure you do that. So it helps you, it gives you the fuel that you need to go out and actually face the world. But let me come also to what Larry, that is such a common belief that this business will suck me up and take me all. And that's why in Centonomy Entrepreneur class, I think you remember it, we have a class called Structures. Yeah. And this is how I learned structures. When you've started a business, you're going to get to a point where you know you can grow. And a lot of times we are not growing because we want to do everything by ourselves. Because what are we scared of? If I let other people in, or they'll steal my clients, they'll steal my business. You know, there's that fear. And I started Centonomy doing one-on-one, but at some point I realized people need to learn more than Waceke knows. So you've got to start separating the opportunity from what you personally can do. That is the role of an entrepreneur. And then you start putting the resources together. So I learned I need other people to come and teach the areas to this, because it's about the customer, giving value to the customer. The customer just doesn't want to learn about spending and saving. They also want to learn about how to invest in property. I don't know about property, yeah? So I had to let other people come in and teach the class. And let me tell you guys, it was the most scary experience ever, yeah? Because fear is telling you, oh, your business will collapse, they're doing it wrong, your customers will run away. But I learned after that, when I got other trainers, they're like, people loved it because they were learning more. It comes back to that thing of ego. I don't know everything. And that is what we mean by structures, bringing the people who are going to complement you, but are also going to bring in other people, because it's not about you. It's about the vision. It is not about you and what you can do. It's about the purpose and the vision. So your role as an entrepreneur is step by step. You don't have to do everything at once. What is your next best step to move forward? Yeah. For some of you, it will just be start. For some of you, it will be actually, I need to hire an intern. For some of you, it's actually, I need to seek a partnership. For some of you, it's actually, I need to let go. And that journey led me all the way to the point where I'm not even the CEO of the business. So a large message we push through in the Centonomy Entrepreneur program is to address the problem Larry is talking about. The business should, in time, be able to run without you. Yeah, so that you can move on to other things and even just take a holiday for a week if that's actually what it takes. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Wow,
Yeah.
shake it. I don't know if y'all are learning stuff. I don't know if you're with me. I'm feeling so energized. I'm like, hello, fear. We are going to deal with you as we move along. Guys, time is moving. I can't believe we only have 10 minutes. I don't even understand how we got here, but we have to talk about money. We have to talk about money. We have to talk about fear and money, because of course, you can't run a business without money. You need money to make money. But what does that even look like? I'll tell you my fear in regards to money. I remember when I was starting Afro Siri, I was so scared of borrowing. I'm like, sasa nikiomba pesa alafu nishindwe kulipa. I was scared. I'm like, I just work with what I have. Yeah, I just work with what, and thank God I have a business partner. I have someone we work with who thinks differently from I am. So she's like, no, we use other people's money to build our business. Let's do it. And me, I was coming from Kai to Ombelon. We just start. And quite frankly, if we had worked with what we were able to do, we would not have built Afro Siri. And that for me has been a fear I have had to continuously talk to myself about, the fear of borrowing money. And I don't know if Sheba, you have any comments or anything to say regarding this money and fear. This is a big one. Sheba, do you have anything to say about this?
You just described the reality of the need to use money to make money. And I don't know if you remember, we have a session called Structures, right?
Yes, I remember.
One of the key things we do as entrepreneurs, and we get our entrepreneurs to do, is to create what we call a business model canvas, right? And it's a very simple way to start helping you break down your business in different sections. sometimes when you think about starting a business, of course, one of the key things that is needed is capital, of course, depending on the type of business. And to be honest, that aspect of capital is one of the things that cause people to be really afraid, because you're wondering, how much will it be? I probably need a lot of money. I don't think I have so much money. But what we are taught to do is to look at your business and say, first, what problem am I solving? And then you're challenged to even think, if I'm to even test this business, if I'm even to bring the first product out, what is needed? So there's that part we usually talk about, the revenues, and not even revenues, the costs of the business, where now you as a business owner needs to sit down and say, these are the key costs that we need to be able to pay for or to cater for so that we can bring this product or service to business. Sometimes what causes people to be so afraid of the topic of money or the topic of capital is when they don't know what is required. Have you as a business owner been able to sit down and map out and say, for me to start this salon, I've seen someone here talking about biashara ya baba shop, ama ya mtush.
Yes.
For me to start this mtush business, what is required? What do I need to start with? First of all, you don't need to start with a huge boutique somewhere on Gong Road or somewhere. No, you don't need to start with that. You just need to say, okay, maybe I need to start with one bill. What does one bill require? Go and do your research and find out what are the costs that require for me to get started with this business. And I know what you said about what do I have, right? And it's always good to start with from the point of, at the moment, what do I have in my pocket, right? And if I have nothing, fine, who can work with me on this one? And I have to tell you, Wahu, so that you can get your partner to come on board with you, so that you can be able to go to a bank and tell them the stories you had to tell them. You had to have a simple plan. Yeah. Because they needed to hear from you. So how are you planning to get this product? How are you planning to set up this place? How are you planning to make money? Now, if this structure part of for you is not clear, that's when you will never start. That's why we hear so many people talking about money is a problem, but the issue is they have not yet first even started to sit down and figure out, what do I need for me to start? And do I need all of it?
Wow.
Sometimes you don't even need to start everything at once. I have an amazing friend of mine who sells secondhand clothes on Instagram, pure online shop. She has been able to create proper networks in what is this place? Gikomba and Toy Market. She has been able to understand her clients properly. She knows each client by their body size, even when they change. Remember what we were talking about, design thinking. You even know who your clients are, what kind of styles they like, their sizes. So that even now when you're making orders, you know who you're making orders for. And she had to sit down and first do her calculations so that she's able to start. So structure is one of those key things we need as business people. So now we are able to know this is how much I need. And also, you remember you also talked about, you did a bit of pricing. You did pricing where you're able to learn how to price your products and how to price your services. If you don't know how to price your products and services, you might end up giving very good service and products to your clients, but getting little out of it because you didn't do the math right. One of the things Robert Kiyosaki says is, as an entrepreneur, you need to learn the numbers. You need to know how to make those calculations, and they're not complicated. So it has to start from, you need to know, what do I need to start with? What are the structures I can set up, and what can I start with? If I'm bringing someone on board, what are they coming to do?
Yeah.
What are they going to be getting back?
Yeah. Aquera. I love it. And time is really moving, but I don't know, Sheke, if you have something else to say to that. I see someone here, Michael, is asking for more details on how to join. We are going to definitely share that in a few, guys, don't worry. But I don't know if, Sheke, you have something else to add to that whole conversation of fear and money.
Well, I speaking from my own experience, one of the basic fears is, will I be able to sustain myself? So we're scared will my kids go to school? Will I be able to put food on the table? Will I be able to pay rent? We're scared about that, yeah? So Wahu, this is what I learned. First, break down what are actually those expenses that you're scared about. So let's get very practical, because the fear of money is real, yeah? And what I found in my own story, and a lot of entrepreneurs, when they actually break this down, it's not that they're scared of not being able to sustain themselves. It's that they're scared of being able to sustain their lifestyles the way they have been sustaining them. So most people, it's not about, will I pay rent? It's about, will I still be able to go to the bar on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Will I still be able to drive this car? So there's a reality to entrepreneurship that will require you to for a period. We're not saying you're never going to be able to do these things. And what we do in the Centonomy Entrepreneur class is we call them A, B, C, and expenses. What are the absolute necessary? And then what are the luxuries that will come later? And when people realize, actually, my life will not fall apart if I'm not going out 3 times a week. My life will not fall apart if I'm not buying for so-and-so, all these things. My life will not even fall apart if my kids don't eat KFC for a while, you know? So those are the things that are holding people back, yeah? Then once they've done that, you're able to start saying, so what does the business have to pay me? Why people are scared of money? Because they never think that the business should pay them. So we have a lot of entrepreneurs who are offering free services to their business forever and ever with no end in sight. Yeah. So if your basic requirements require 50,000 shillings a month, the plan Sheba was talking about, then structure that business or say, okay, my savings can accommodate 3 months. After that, that business will have to pay me 50,000 shillings a month. But Wahu, a lot of people don't like paying themselves. Yeah. So the reality is your business needs to, how you deal. I dealt with the fear of money. I was like, I'll give it some time, but after that, I need my 50,000. And what that does, Wahu, is when you're planning, when you're pricing, when you're pitching to customers, you're keeping yourself in mind. So if the business needed 100,000 for its business expenses, if you only have 100,000 in your head, the business will make 100,000. But the minute you put yourself in the picture and say, I have to pay myself 50,000 shillings a month, then you start aiming for 150,000 shillings. You see the change. Then you might say, okay, we need to put on more products and services. Oh, okay, let's give more value to the customer so that we can charge higher or that. So it's just a change in relationship with money that happens, yeah? Because you realize all those things you are defining yourself with, you actually don't need, but you are of value to the business and the business shall pay you. And that is something, even as you grow your business, will help you in more ways than I can explain on this show, but we'll explain it to you when you come for the program. So that's really, really how I dealt with the fear of money. But again, I'll emphasize it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid. And there are some questions that were coming in where someone was, do I leave my job and jump in? Yeah. Back to what Sheba was saying, test it. You don't have to leave your job today. So first test it. And then after a while, you'll be able to say, okay, now if I invest my entire time, this is what the business can give me. But it's okay to be afraid. It's again, okay to be afraid. Yeah.
Guys, have you heard that? It is okay. I think that is the most liberating thing. That it is okay to be afraid. It is okay. It is normal to, but do whatever you want to do in spite of the fear. Just know fear is there, but we are going for the ride all the same. We're not stopping to focus on the fear and ask the fear, what are you doing here? Or kemea it, you know, we are moving forward. And wow, imagine guys, an hour is over. Yeah. Just like that. So I cannot believe. But listen, I cannot emphasize, anybody who's watching, I would not be having this discussion here with you guys and to my Facebook fan page and to my followers if I did not find value in this course. I found so much value, so much. Like every time I'd come from a class, it's like I've come from therapy. I'm like, oh my God, I needed that. And maybe we can begin to look at some of the slides. We have a special offer if you want to register. Yeah. We're gonna have a special. I'm gonna tell it to you in a little bit what that is about. But if we can have the slides and we can talk about this here. these are the modules right here for the I remember. Kwanza, let me tell you the one that stood out. Hapa number 2. Hapa mimi and Sheba tulikuwa na wewe. Design thinking, the big opportunity. The number of times I've gone back to that topic myself. And the number of times now myself, I even feel like a lecturer when I'm telling upcoming artists. You have to ask people what they want. Don't get feedback. You know what I'm saying? So I remember design thinking really stood out for me. We have the fear and vision, of course, which is what we're talking about right here. Fear and vision. What do you mean? Remind vision. Sheba, vision. What is that? Just talk a little bit about. I know, guys, you can look at this. It's on your screens right now. Just look at what the models are. Sheba, can you talk a little bit about fear and vision?
I'd like to throw this one to Sheke.
Okay, Sheke, go for it.
Why, first of all, we deal with those classes is because you cannot see when you're paralyzed by fear. So that's why in that class, first of all, we deal with the fear. And the vision is, first, let me tell everybody that your greatest opportunities are where you are most scared. Yeah. My biggest fear was probably standing up and talking in front of people. I'm an introvert by nature. So you can imagine the fear that, yes, you've looked at me
are
like
you
I'm
kidding me?
I am an introvert. Yeah. So you can imagine the journey with fear I had to take to do what I do today. But this is what I learned. And even in conversations with many, many entrepreneurs, where you are most scared lies your biggest opportunity. Because, and let me link this to spirituality, there's always a thief that is out to kill, steal, and destroy. Yeah, that vision. Yeah. So where you are most scared lies your biggest opportunity. So when we've gone through the class and people have understood where their fear is from and some practical steps to deal with the fear, vision is simply about when you release all that fear of failure, fear of not having money, fear of what other people think. What do you see? Nobody can tell you what your vision is. So a lot of people have come in and saying, I'm running a car dealership, but then they actually say, oh, actually my vision is to get the distributorship in the East African region. So what vision is about is really to ensure you are one step ahead, because you will only go where your mind has taken you to. And in Centonomy, we don't believe in just making you survive. If you think and do only survival, you only get survival. But so the Centonomy Entrepreneur is not just about survival, it is about success and significance as well. Impact, yeah, for you, your family. So you create wealth, but you also create wealth. You carry a lot of people with you. So once we say, what do you see? Because once you start seeing something ahead, it is just nature. It is just going to be, you're going to start dealing with things on a different level. And that's what vision is about. Yes, I'm running my barber shop, but actually, I actually see me being across Kenya. Yeah. Yes, I'm running my kiosk, but I actually see myself starting a supermarket. Yeah. And like Centonomy, yes, I was doing one-on-one financial planning, but what I actually saw was a wealth creation school, and that is what it has become. And the irritating thing with vision is there's something else now I'm seeing. Now I'm seeing Africa. So it is now continuing. So vision is that thing that pulls you out of your current circumstances and allows you to see a bigger picture. And everybody here is bigger than what they think they are.
I feel like I'm in church. I feel so motivated.
Yeah.
Everybody here is bigger than how they see themselves. And I think I really resonate with that thing of where do you see? Like take your mind to where you want to, and have like fix it, like just have that image at the back. You're here, like you've said, you have your small barber shop, but there's a place I see myself. There's a place I see myself growing, and just always understanding it may not be. It is not a straight line, but I have the vision and I'm going towards it. Guys, let's move to the next slide. Wait time. So here we are. These are the current rates, and we have an offer right now. This is what I don't know. Please, Sheke, talk.
Okay, all right. So first of all, so that people understand how the class works, it is it's one class per week for 14 weeks. So your time investment is once a week. And we have class options of Wednesday evening, Tuesday morning, Saturday morning. So even though you're in the Tuesday morning class and you can't make it for that class, because we know entrepreneurs, things are happening all the time, you can come in on Tuesday and you can come in on Saturday. Yeah. Now the total cost is 51,000, but it's not, you don't need to pay it all at once. It is in installments of about 19,000 per month. Yeah, so 19,000, 19,000, 13,000. And even beyond this, we work with your cash flow. So even if that doesn't work for you, all you have to do is tell us and we will work with your cash flow. But you're committing 3 hours for 14 weeks. You're going to meet, entrepreneurs. One of the things that gives us fear is we feel alone. You're going to meet entrepreneurs. And in the first class I teach on mindset, people are like, Kumbe, I'm not alone in my craziness and in my fear. You're going to meet other entrepreneurs. Everybody who teaches this class is an entrepreneur. We are not carrying a textbook into class to tell you in this theory, this is the pyramid of what, yeah? It's entrepreneurs who are not only specialists in those subjects that you have seen in the past slide, but they are entrepreneurs in their own right. So we're combining their knowledge, but with practical on the ground experience. Yeah. So usually the registration fee is 2,100, but because we are on Wahu's platform today, you get a you pay registration of 500, which you can M-Pesa. And please get in touch with Ruby at centonomy.com. The number is on screen. Call her and she'll get you registered for the class. And what I can say is that we just really hope to continue working with you so that you can join the over 1,000 entrepreneurs that we have empowered to run great businesses.
Yes, and I'm definitely one of those 1,000.
One of them, definitely. Yes.
Look, the account details, please understand. Yeah, this live. If you've not watched my video, can I take an opportunity to promote myself? Kuna ile marketing. If you've not watched my video, please go and watch it. This love ya Wahu, pia kuna this love ya Nameless. Please go watch it. But for this class, if you want to register, there's the payable number right there, 986850, and then account number is first name plus this love ya Wahu. And is it limited, this offer? Is it limited, or for how long does it run?
Go ahead, Sheba.
Yeah, it is limited. So we want you guys to be able to, and talking about love, it's also that time, that time of the year as well. So thank you for Wahu for doing this. So just make sure you've been able to register tonight, tomorrow, and by Valentine's Day. As long as you use that code, you're good to go. Yeah.
Awesome. Guys, this has been such an amazing talk. I have personally learned a lot as well. Sorry? Yes, absolutely. Yes, it's really been amazing. And I hope people have felt encouraged. Step out of your fear, step out of that place that is holding you back. And remember, it's okay to be afraid. Do whatever you have in mind in spite of the fear. Do it with a plan, though. Do it with a plan. And I love my panelists. You guys have been amazing. You were amazing in class. You're amazing on this session. And I'm so super grateful for you guys. Hey, question. Do you have an online option, though? Like, can someone attend class online?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Like right now, you can attend class. Imagine the same way we've attended this class. So you can attend this class from anywhere you are in the country, in the world. I think that is one of the gifts that also Corona gave us, the pandemic.
It's true.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we've had Kenyans joining us from Canada, Australia, all over. So join, it's not an excuse.
Yes. So absolutely. I think for me, I actually really enjoyed the online option because I'll just wake up and I'm in class. I loved it. So it worked for me, and everybody has their, and I did share my feedback with you guys, Kwa design thinking that you should have an option for that. I'm glad that it has been considered. Yeah. So there's something that fits everybody. So, all right, ladies, I guess we have to say good night. Thank you so much for joining. I don't know if you have any last words. Sheba, do you have any last words?
For me, it's simple. Learn and do. And come over, join us, let's learn together. And most importantly, put it into action. And we can't wait to have you. And thank you so much, Wahu. I love your song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which one do you love more? Which one do you love more? Which one do you love more?
Your love. Your love is your
Thank you. Any last comments?
Just in terms of fear, what I have learned is how do you get over fear? Ultimately, what it is we've been talking about, do the one thing that is in direct resistance to that fear. So you're feeling afraid, do the thing that is in resistance to the fear. You're feeling like not getting up in the morning, get up. You feel like you don't know anything, go out and learn. So do the thing that is opposite to what the fear is telling you, just one step at a time. And just understand the entrepreneurship journey, apart from your business, your products, your services, your customer. More than anything, I have found it to be about growth of character. Yeah. So it's never a failure because your character is always evolving and it will take it to the next level. And I hope to see all of you in the Centonomy Entrepreneur class next week. Yes.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. It's been so real. I think every time I speak with you guys, I always come out. And last time we spoke was it on Saturday? And I was with my hubby and we were there saying, yes, yeah, you're talking to me. So it's always a continuous learning for us. It was a Zoom session we were having. It was a Zoom session still around Centonomy, and we really learned a lot. And I've taken notes. I've learned a lot as well on this one. And guys, do this for yourself. Just take the class. Do it for yourself. Do yourself a favor. Yeah. Sawa, it's been real.